Hello Internet, this is Kawa. Welcome back to Kawa Mines, the Mhykol Mines fan server. I have been pretty busy since my last video. I didn't really get much by way of suggestions, but I've been trying to do various improvements around here. I just started this little farm here, just some melons and pumpkins and wheat. Let's see. There's a whole bunch down there that we'll look at, and I moved the vast majority of my stuff to here. Not the best system in the world, but it'll do. I also created this outlook, which I'm actually rather proud of. It's the first time I've really modified a roof this way, and I think it looks pretty awesome. But let's check on those signs, and let's check on downstairs. Hey Koi! I haven't spoke to you much, so this is a gift just to say hi and to thank you for your great videos, Lee Wong. Thank you, Lee Wong! And we have a whole bunch of nether brick and nether brick related merchandise, because yes, some lapis, some iron, and some diamond. Very much appreciated. Thank you very much. And then down here, I'm planning to move the melons here, and the pumpkins have a similar setup to what I have over in the other base. And here is all carrots and potatoes. This is sort of meant to be like a basement cellar kind of thing. I know dirt walls are gross, and I haven't decided where I want all the lighting to go, and blah blah blah. These are actually partially to light above, because these are right below the stairs here. And stairs are technically a transparent block, so I was experimenting with that. I may actually take them out, because this should be sufficient. Every single thing that you see that looks like a pumpkin is actually a jack-o'-lantern. And that's the source of lighting in here. I probably should just do wall sconces as well, but I don't feel like it. Anyway, so yeah, lots of work done here. Lots of improvements. I also turned off connected textures, because it turns out that's what's recommended for Redcraft. So my windows are a lot less intimidating now. And, you know, actually look like glass panes instead of like, I'm about to fall out, oh god, you know. So yeah, you'll also notice that some of the trees have jack-o'-lanterns inside. That's an attempt at some lighting. It's not enough to prevent mob spawn, which is why there's still torches on the ground. I kind of wish it was enough to prevent mob spawn, because that would be quite nice, but no luck. Still, it was kind of fun just to jump around here a bit and just whack tree, you know, break in here, break it, break the topmost log, replace with the jack-o'-lantern, replace the bit of leaves, and call it. So, and I've cleared up some of these too. I had, you know, before some attempts at creating my own, you know, custom trees, and it didn't work, and so I've cleaned up a lot of that too, which is looking pretty good. And down here I added a whole bunch of reeds, and I started digging out some of this. Not a lot. I'll probably work on that today. I mostly just want to talk to you guys. So yeah, that's a summary of what I've done. The other house is getting more and more empty by the day, kind of sadly. It's doubly unfortunate because I think that Max and Oscar and Iron Beast are either not playing on the server anymore or playing at a very reduced rate. So I just haven't seen much of them, and it's unfortunate because they were friends and they were really kind to me when I started on the server. But such is life. Oh yeah, I also repaired and added unbreaking to a whole lot of my armor and such, which is very helpful because that means it will take them a very long time to die. So that's pretty good. It's just me, Middle Dog, and GW on now. The vanilla server has frankly been pretty empty lately, both in terms of moderators. Well, not really in terms of moderators. Dead has been on, Pidgey has been on, you know, folks have been on, but definitely not to the degree that it used to be. Nothing like back in November when I first started recording and was on, and first got the Nether Star from Dire. But, you know, everyone who's Partner Plus is pretty distracted by Feed the Beast, and people are trying different things and trying snapshots and whatnot, but it's okay. It's okay. I still like vanilla. You will probably never really see Feed the Beast on my channel. It's just, it's not my thing. I don't know. It's a cool concept, and I can appreciate what it does for the technical community, but it's just not to my taste. I don't know. So yeah, I'm here. I'm just gonna double check that nothing's happened to the other house real quick, and then we'll go digging down that pond so that some squid could spawn. And yeah, I just wanted to talk to you guys, say hello, see how things are going. I know, you know, I'm as guilty as anyone of the whole, you know, not playing much vanilla anymore. You guys have probably seen that flat core has totally absorbed me in a way that I completely didn't expect. It's such an interesting community. It's definitely not like roguelike hard Minecraft or something, but it's not, you know, it's not insignificant, and it's definitely a very different game, and it's very interesting because it utilizes a lot of the older ideas of Minecraft building. You know, before we had things like these colored wood block, colored planks, and before, you know, the nether and well, no, there's glowstone, there's a couple of things, but like, you know, you can't use other kinds of wood, and you can't, you have very little if any iron, and you have very little if any glass, and things like that. You have no vines, yeah. You know, there's no real sense of biome. It's very interesting to me. It actually might, no, I think it's in my actual tool chest, and I had no reason to really come down here. Yeah, I haven't replanted this either. I probably should just, because this place is technically open in the sense that a newbie can walk into here if they want to, and I should probably leave some stuff just so that they have something to eat, you know. They've got the melons if they really want to. Let me just leave some carrots though. It's, you know, it's not such a bad thing that this exists. Okay, that'll do. So yeah, I've been really busy on Flatcore and trying to record some of my other Let's Plays. You've been noticing there's more Faster Than Light out for the first time in a long time. I've started a new run of, a new run of Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup, which has been going crazy well. Like, I'm really surprised at how that's going. Watch it all go wrong now that I've said that, but, if you haven't been watching my Stone Soup Let's Play, I recommend it. It looks like an older game, but in terms of its game design and sense of balance, it's fairly modern. It's definitely not like the original Rogue or like NetHack, where they just throw, well, it's definitely not like NetHack, which sort of throws all sorts of crazy mechanics in your face at once and, you know, throws things in for the sake of throwing them in. It's very much a game about game balance and, you know, interesting situations, and I like it very, very much. So yeah, I recommend everyone watch that. I'm also going to bring back Dreadmore soon. my last run did not go so well, but I want to experiment with making my own builds. I think that would be something very interesting to try, and it's something I don't usually do, so I'll be experimenting with that. First let's leave. Can I take these down? They might be locked. No, they're not locked. Great. So, thank you very much, Lee Wong. I'll figure out where I'm gonna put this later. It might end up folded in with the other stuff, but we'll see. Here, tools. The sea is still there, but I've been using this more because I really need a lot of unbreaking books and I just haven't found any. And one of the truly unfortunate things is that I'm using Redcraft, and Redcraft has not updated to include the enchanted books yet, and the maker of it is sort of on a long-term hiatus from, I guess, texture making. They've been busy with other projects, like, I think machinima, as in like making videos of video games, not like the company, it is actually their main interest and passion, and the texture packs just sort of came by organically due to that. And so they've been really busy with all those things, and have, so Redcraft's been on hiatus, which is a shame, because it is a really lovely pack, and I may modify it to include that and a couple of other a couple of other things that have updated on, say, Redcraft, but not on, say, Faithful 32, I should say, and not Redcraft. Hi. Recording. I am in fact recording. So yeah, that's why the books look like that. And it's a shame because I actually spent quite a bit of time. One of the reasons I wasn't recording was that I wanted to only record using Redcraft because I find it to be the prettiest of the high-res defaults. Well, high-res vanilla-based, I should say, packs. But I was doing so much enchanting, and I couldn't handle enchanting like that. So I was on Faithful and not liking how it looked, because this is funny because I'm on Mhykol's fan server, and I like Mhykol, and I like his videos a lot, and I like his style of Let's Play and all of that, but I'm sorry, Mhykol, but I can't. I don't like Faithful 32. I have never liked Faithful 32. Well, no, that's a lie. I used to use Faithful for a while, but it's just... everything in Faithful looks very cleaned up to me. Like, it's all this very squeaky clean texture, and I'm not a fan. You know what? Since we're going to be underwater for a long time, let's grab a couple of signs. Well, signs will break. No, signs. Let's grab some signs. I have an idea. No, I do have doors in my inventory. I'll check. Troublesome things. And I've been going way off base. So yeah, I much prefer Redcraft over Faithful. And I prefer both of them to the default, if only because the 16-bit font can be difficult to read. Like, when I pull this up, I can read this very well. And if I pulled that up in default, depending on what's on my screen, basically what the background of the chat is, I have trouble reading it. So yeah, I vastly prefer high-res texture packs over default. Over the default 16-bit, or any 16-bit really. I prefer vanilla style over very stylized ones like Painterly and John Smith. I mean, I can see why builders like John Smith, but it's kind of like writing music for a guitar tuning that isn't the standard. You're forcing other people to do things your way in order for it to sound the way you want it to, and that's just kind of icky to me. What did I want to grab? I do have doors. Okay, good. I'll take some doors. So yeah, I like Redcraft. I did not mean for this thing to be about texture packs. Dang it. Oh, squid! Squid! Yay. This is the only area below y equals 34. Y equals 64, I should say. Where there's there's water for a good amount of blocks. Not obviously not on the server or anything, but for a while. So that it's a good choice. Cool. So now I have an infinite water source and can do stuff like this without too many problems. Anyway, what I actually wanted to talk about, someone, oh gosh, I'm forgetting who now, asked on one of my other Mhykol Mind videos, like, oh, you have a job? I guess I mentioned it when talking about stuff, and the answer is kind of. And that got even more ridiculous, as of a couple of hours ago, actually. So the story is that the job market's tough. Like, no one, even the most staunch, like, pro-capitalism conservative is not going to deny that, like, the current job situation is kind of poopy. And I am one of the people who is affected by that. Even though I have a master's degree in a very technical field, it's been rough. It's also because I'm not insisting on, that's something I should cover actually, but come on, out. Okay, good. So the deal is, I'm in New York City. I'm in New York City because my parents are here, because I grew up here, because I like this place. But that's not very conducive to the whole finding a job thing. And so I haven't been unemployed, lately, but I have been what you would call underemployed, which basically means, I have a job, but it sucks. It's not using my skill set. It's not, what I really want to be doing. It's got very little to do with how much education I have, and I'm underpaid, and I don't have my own health insurance. I don't have any, vision or dental. You know, all that not so fun adult stuff that no one really warns you about. So until today, I was working at an educational not-for-profit, which was trying to get their, oh, this is all under here. Well, Do I wanna... I might close this off so that the squid don't wander in here and kill themselves. Or I could... yeah. Or I could open it upwards, yeah. I think that's a smarter option right now. I end up trapping myself in the corner like an idiot. Oh! Sand! Stupid sand. I'm gonna get back to the doorway. Anyway, so yeah, I was working at this not-for-profit, and they wanted to, they've been around for a long time. They've been around since like the mid-70s. And they're actually, I talked about them in a past video. Why am I being so crazy about it? Prep for Prep. The organization I was part of as a kid. Educational opportunities for really gifted kids of color in New York City. And as I said, they've existed for a long time. They've existed since the 70s. And they got a small grant to modernize and digitize their giant backlog of information about the students that have ever applied to the program, which is a lot larger than the number of students who have ever actually been in the program. But we have all of that data too. So it's stuff like, you know, every student's grades that they've gotten from the preparatory component and from, you know, when they actually went to their independent schools, where they ended up applying to college, financial forms and tax returns, the things they wrote when they were applying, the, you know, just stuff, like, so much, you know, information about people's lives that you would never really expect. And, whoa, that was freaky. That was really freaky. I guess there's actually blocks there and I didn't notice it before or something? I don't know. That's weird. Okay, those are gone now. Okay, I'm here. Apologies, Gardax, that I'm not responding to you. I'm trying to tell this story. So I've been working for these guys, and it's an okay gig. Like, I'm basically scanning all of these documents. It has this sort of voyeuristic fascination. It feels a little bit like reading other people's personal blogs, where you're finding out details about people's lives that you never thought you'd know. So there's that element of it. There's the whole, and I feel kinship with these people because they're part of the same community that I've been part of for most of my life. So you've got that element, and you've got, you know, the workplace itself is really chill and a pretty interesting place. It's full of, you know, really people who are really passionate about education, people who really care about, you know, each other, and it's racially diverse and it's culturally diverse, and like it's actually a really cool place to work, and it's, you know, a really fascinating place to be. But on the flip side, I am getting paid $15 an hour, 30 hours a week. If I was a full-time employee, I would have had everything. Health benefits, some compensation for my travel, all sorts of extra events that people get invited to, all sorts of extra opportunities, employee benefits, you know, just it would have been really, really awesome. Like, awesome to the point where I would have been maybe not entirely content, because it was pretty boring and, you know, felt like grinding in an RPG, because, you know, you're doing the same motions over and over, and occasionally watching the numbers go up as you do more documents and do more of these repetitive things. But I was good at it. I was definitely good at it. I was faster at it than anyone else there. I was more adept with the technology. And I also, you know, got to spend a lot of my time there listening to Minecraft videos while, and other LPs, mostly Minecraft though, while I'll do the shaping later. I just want to mostly just clear it out and get the squid to spawn. Oh, you know what I need? Just like half the point of why I'm doing this. Give me some of these. Yoink, 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 yoink. Yoink, yoink, yoink. Let's get a stack. So yeah, it was a boring job. It didn't use any of my math skills in any real and significant way. It wasn't necessarily all that fun, but it was a great place to work with really great people. The hours were decent. I basically worked full-time, but only Monday through Thursday. Which meant I always had long weekends and could go and record LPs and see my partner and do all sorts of wonderful things that, you know, otherwise I would have been chained to a desk. And if I was full-time, I would have had benefits. I, you know, would have gone to the holiday party. Like, there would have been a lot going on for me there. And I would have been helping, like, this awesome educational organization that I care a lot about. That I care enough about to, you know, talk about in a video. I mean, but that wasn't happening. I was basically a sort of second-class citizen due to being all, due to being part-time. And, you know, it wasn't really going anywhere. And the outside investor who gave money for the project ended up withdrawing. So my last day, I found out about this early December. My last day was today. And yeah, so I had a job. Now I don't. I'm not privileged enough to be capable of doing YouTube for a living, at least, you know, not yet, and who knows if I ever will be. I don't have enough subscribers for that. I don't do mainstream enough content for that. I don't have, you know, the kind of backing I'd want and need to even try doing non-independent games. Not that I would ever, and like, I'm not interested in playing, you know, Far Cry 3 with everyone else. I'm not interested in playing Skyrim or Call of Duty, or, you know, I mean, I played Skyrim, not gonna lie. I played a lot of Skyrim in grad school, actually, but, you know, I'd rather be playing Dungeons of Dreadmore and Dungeon Crawl Stone 2, been faster than light. I have plans of the future when it gets out of beta to do Let's Plays of Legend of Dungeon and Ancient Domains Mystery and I want to do some Brogue eventually, possibly a blind run of Brogue. I want to, you know, there's a lot of things. There's a lot of things that really interest and fascinate me, and the AAA games that bring most people money are not them. So I don't know where that leaves me. I don't know if I, will ever be a successful Let's Player. I think I'd really enjoy it. I think I could keep a great schedule, and I'd love the opportunity to just talk with you guys a lot. But I don't have that. Not yet. So for now, what I'm doing is I'm tutoring. I'm got 2 high school students looking for help in math and physics. And I mean, I can do high school physics. High school physics is not a problem for me. So that's turning into something. It's not the prettiest thing in the world. I'll probably replace most of that stone on the bottom with dirt. Or maybe sand. I don't know. I have plenty of both now. And I'll figure out something with the reeds underwater. Because I really like that look. But, I don't. So right now I'm tutoring, I'm looking for employment, and I am, for the first time ever, well, I mean, maybe not ever, I probably vaguely considered it when I was in undergrad. I'm seriously considering going back to Florida. Probably, either to where I went to college or to where my partner grew up. And I was in Tampa over, which is Tampa. The latter one is Tampa. I didn't go to college in Tampa, but, I was there over winter break. Well, not my winter break, their winter break. There is in like my partner's while in school winter break kind of thing. I was there at that point, and it's a more interesting city than I thought it was. Which sounds really mean, but it's true. Oh god. Let's just, can I please? There we go. Let's just surface. Yeah, so I was there for winter break, and, for Christmas, and it's not my favorite city in the world. I really wish it wasn't so spread out. I wish it had more public transit. I wish, there's a lot of things that I would miss from New York. I like a lot of New York structure. I love public transit. I love reliable, as reliable as the MTA can be, but it's a lot better than a lot of the alternatives I've seen. I like not being completely dependent on a car, and that's just not possible in Tampa. But it's a surprisingly diverse and versatile city. And its history intrigues me so much with, the whole background and, marine trade and piracy and, all of its crazy old traditions that I had no idea about. Its relationship, obviously, to the Cuban American population, and, it's a far more interesting place than I ever gave it credit for. Which is my fault. Entirely my fault. And, so, I've never, I lived in Melbourne, which probably tells you where I went to college, considering that I just told you guys I went to grad school there. There's not exactly many graduate level places in that region. Oops. But, no, that's okay. I went to college. I went to undergrad, well, both undergrad and grad school, and it was okay. And you know, certainly college was interesting, but I missed New York for most of it. I missed being around very different kinds of people, and I missed feeling like there were opportunities other than the ones I was seeing. I missed large numbers of non-chain restaurants that didn't suck, which is something I take for granted every day as a New Yorker. You know, I missed a lot of things, and that was part of my reasoning for coming back to New York, but it hasn't been working. Like, I hate to admit it. I really do hate to admit it. But it hasn't worked out the way I thought it would. I'm not completely giving up on it yet. There's some opportunities here, but the job market is insanely competitive, and it is, you know, a crapshoot. It's always a crapshoot. So I'm finally, seriously, honestly looking outside of New York. I'm really thinking hard about my options, really considering what's available and what isn't. Like, it's gonna be a weird and scary time, and I thank all of you for listening to me and supporting me throughout that. I really do appreciate it. This little crazy hobby of mine, you know, even though I'm not like big and successful, even though I'm not, you know, barely getting 20 views a video, have 30 something subs, whatever, it's been a real joy. It's been a real joy to just talk to people that I otherwise wouldn't talk to, and share my experiences playing games that I'm passionate about and care about, whether or not other people do. So yeah, who knows what happens next? Maybe some crazy event happens and I end up being able to help you for a living. Maybe, you know, I find like the absolute perfect job for me in Tampa. Maybe I don't. Maybe I, you know, go back to Melbourne and work for one of the defense contractors. I you know, maybe tomorrow I get a call from from the Museum of Mathematics who are looking for a program director, and it turns out they want me. I have no way of knowing. I really don't. And the only way to know is by trying, so yeah. So that's the answer to, so do you have a job? Thanks for putting up with all of that. And I'm gonna call it here. I think we got a lot done. We've expanded this out significantly. There's squid. I'm such a weirdo. Squid are my favorite mob in Minecraft, even though they're completely derpy and don't really do much. But then again, you could say the same thing about bats, and everyone loves bats, but no one loves squid. It helps that my partner is a marine biologist, and cephalopods inherently amuse me. One of the things I got for Christmas actually was a single earring just for the left ear, and it looks like a tentacle is curled around the ear. It's basically sort of like a cuff in that, like, it's meant to be formed around the ear, and then, you know, it just goes through the standard bottom of the ear piercing. But yeah, so I like cephalopods, so I like the squid. I like the squid way more than anyone has any right to, really. I'll keep that. But yeah, so I'm gonna call it here. I hope these squids stick around and stay happy. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I will see you next time.